Our top story this morning, the Missoula County Sheriff's Office and the Missoula Police Department, working with the FBI and Montana Regional Violent Crimes Unit and the SWAT team, raided a house outside Missoula early Tuesday morning. Under Sheriff Rich Marcelli said the house, located in the 4700 block of Calistoga near the Missoula Airport, had been the subject of numerous complaint calls in recent months.
They were going off tips and just a litany of nuisance complaints dating back to August of last year. This particular address, we've had 28 different calls for service in multiple different Crime Stoppers tips, and basically they were all related for different things related to drug activity, stolen property, gun violations, that kind of thing.
Marcelli said the raid occurred about 4:30 in the morning on Tuesday with a SWAT team. Two suspects are now in the Missoula County Jail on federal hold for drug charges. They are 40-year-old Alan Harwood and 20-year-old Desmond Patron. Both are being held without bond in the Missoula County Jail.
2 were arrested, but there was 6 total that were detained. And, I think it's fair to say that the group of them collectively, there's going to be several pretty violent crimes and serious cases cleared as a result of, this action.
Marcelli said no one was injured in the pre-dawn raid. A man accused of killing his estranged wife and injuring her roommate in a shooting has pleaded not guilty to deliberate homicide and attempted deliberate homicide. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports 47-year-old Joseph Paul DeWise was in court Tuesday. He's accused of killing 35-year-old Lauren Walder DeWise and injuring 32-year-old Ashley Van Hemert. His defense team said they would file a motion seeking a reduced bail at a later date. Right now, he's on $1 million bail. Police received a call early yesterday morning, Wednesday, from a citizen who witnessed a man lurking around a Missoula storage unit.
About 4:30 a.m., officers were called to what was reported as a burglary in progress to a storage unit facility in the 2100 block of South 3rd Street West. Complainant was at the facility and could see somebody moving around carrying what appeared to be a set of bolt cutters and looking into storage bays.
Because of the attentive citizen, police were able to catch a suspect in the act.
He has been identified as 32-year-old Michael Curran. Mr. Curran was taken into custody and is currently being held for charges related to burglary. Because he was carrying the bolt cutters and there appeared to be evidence that the locks had been cut off of individual bays, he was also charged with possession of burglary tools.
Curran also received a conditional release violation. According to state records, this does not appear to be his first time behind bars for charges of burglary. A senior U.S. Forest Service official has voiced support for measures before Congress that would create new wilderness areas in Montana while removing 5 other sites from consideration. U.S. Forest Service Associate Deputy Chief Glenn Casamassa, there we go, that's how it's pronounced, testified yesterday before the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee. 5 areas covering more than 700 square miles in central and western Montana have been studied as potential wilderness since 1977. Casamassa said they should be released from consideration. Conservationists, environmentalists, object to the proposal and say Republican Senator Steve Daines drafted it without enough public input. Casamassa said the Forest Service also supports Democratic Senator John Tester's goal to designate a 125-square-mile wilderness in western Montana, but has concerns including a provision to allow mountain biking around Spread Mountain near Ovando. This Friday, the first-ever cannabis conference will be held at the Montana State Capitol, bringing together state officials from the Department of Revenue, Agriculture, and DPHHS with medical marijuana providers across the state. House District 90 Representative Ellie Hill said there's been a lot of growth in the medical marijuana marketplace since the legislature adjourned last May.
Medical marijuana in the state of Montana has been gaining about 1,000 new patients a month. I think we're up to about 23 or 24,000 patients statewide, with the projection that it'll go up to 35 or 40,000 folks. The industry in 2018 alone will make about $70 million in Montana. And of course, this is just medical. It's not rec or adult use.
Recreational use may come soon, though. Hill said the National Marijuana Policy Project, which worked to legalize recreational marijuana in Vermont, California, and Oregon, will work to put an initiative on Montana's ballots soon.
I know that they have identified Montana as one of their states. They feel like that our voters, in fact, in 2016, 55 out of 56 counties all voted for medical marijuana. And, those are not just Missoula County, that's Petroleum County and Valley County. And they don't need just pharmaceutical companies to tell them what to do. And so we think that we'll see it on the ballot here in 2020.
2020 is expected to be a big year for ballot initiatives, generally, as it will also be a presidential election year, which more voters are expected to turn out at the polls. Bail was maintained at $500,000 for a 20-year-old Bozeman man charged with attempted deliberate homicide in the stabbing of his former girlfriend's co-worker. Gallatin County prosecutors allege Jonathan Meyer followed the victim home from work on January 19th. The victim told police he believed Meyer attacked him because he had been involved with Meyer's ex-girlfriend. The Bozeman Daily Chronicle reports a search of Meyer's phones turned up online searches for how to get bloodstains off a knife. Court records say Meyer's ex-girlfriend told investigators Meyer acknowledged stabbing the victim 4 times in the chest and once in the buttocks. His initial bail was set after his arrest in Lewis and Clark County. It was upheld yesterday in Gallatin County despite a defense request to reduce it to $50,000. Meyer did not enter a plea. Having been hired just a few months ago, head football coach Bobby Houck of the Montana Grizzlies hit the ground running as he prepared for National Signing Day yesterday. One of his new recruits, Houck's own son, Robbie, who had been playing for Jerome Sowers over at Northern Arizona University, but is now officially transferred to UApp and is listed as a safety.
When we ended up taking the job, there was no way he was going to stay at NAU. He grew up in the stadium, a 4th-generation alum of this place when he graduates, so that just wasn't tenable for him down there, no matter how much he loved the coaches. He loved the school. He loved the town there, but to him, I mean, he bleeds it and grew up bleeding it at this place, living and dying with every win or loss.
Houck said there was only one instance where having his son play for him might be difficult.
I'm excited for him. My dad would be excited. My grandfather would be excited. And my brother's ecstatic. I mean, that's all he wants to talk about. We're at the Super Bowl, and he's, don't you have a game? He wants to talk to Robbie about how it's going and what he thinks. The first time his mother comes in and wants to talk about playing time, though, we're going to have a problem.
There are 26 players who have committed to play for the Grizz, 13 from Montana, including Missoula Products' Nick Germer, Levi Giancaro, and David Kopang. The Grizzlies open the season at home September 1st as they'll host Northern Iowa. You can find signing day videos, rosters, and more information on our website at newstalkkgvo.com. Go Grizz! Okay, had to throw that in there. Newstalk time is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Scattered showers early today in the form of rain as our temperatures will be in the upper 40s, close to the 50-degree mark. Arctic air begins to push in tonight. We'll see 1 to 3 inches of snow possible with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster, KECI 13.